Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat Perez. If you're new here, welcome. Today's video is going to be a little more personal. I feel like all my videos are so personal, but it's for edification of other people and to encourage. So I have no issue being as personal and as open as possible. Sometimes we walk through life thinking that we're alone in our journey and that, you know, maybe your group of friends don't share the same experiences as you. So I'm here to share mine. As you can see from the title, you kind of already know what this video is about. I'm 21. I have never been in a romantic relationship, and you know, I'm okay with that. I don't want to be forever alone. Just disclaimer. I have prayed for my future husband, my future partner. You know, I'm just patiently waiting. But I mainly wanted to do this video not just to talk about myself, but to encourage other young women who might be 20, 21, maybe 16, 17, and you feel this kind of anxiety and burden and worry of like, where's my man? Where's my Prince Charming? Like, when is he gonna come? I feel like a lot of times, especially as Christian women and in the Christian community, we can put so much pressure and emphasis on this idea of being in a relationship, but it's really not everything. For me, the reasons why I haven't been in a relationship was one, being younger, like 16 and 17. Or actually when I was 13, I read this book called I Kissed Dating Goodbye, and you know, it really fermented in me the idea of purposefully dating, and that if I were to date someone, get in a relationship with them, it's with the intention of marriage, right? So for me, if I intend on marrying someone but I'm still in school, don't have a job, don't even know what I want to do with my life, it just doesn't really make sense for me to be looking for a partner at the age of 16, 17, 15. And also at that age, I understood, first of all, I never met someone who I connected with, but also at the same time would help me not be so focused on wanting to find someone and, you know, kind of push that urge away that we all have as human beings, was just knowing like at 16, 15, 17, the odds of being with someone or with a guy who's like ready to be in a relationship to purposefully work towards being married was just very, 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 very low. So at that age, I just kind of understood, like, I was never really looking for a relationship ever. I wasn't ready for that, and neither was I gonna find someone at that same age as me who was ready for that. So it just helped me just stay sane and focus on what I wanted to do. And for me, it's very important to be with someone who loves God above all things, right? So yeah, I've had guys try to talk to me and say that they're interested, they're committed, da da da. But a lot of times, like, one, the most important thing for me they were missing, which was having a good relationship with God and loving God above all things. They didn't have that. Also, I just want to say as a disclaimer for young girls who are Christian, be careful, because not every guy who goes to church is a man of God. And by that I mean, like, yeah, there could be guys that they seem Christian, like they go to church, like they have a Bible verse on their Instagram bio, like, you know, they're the pastor's son or they're the whatever, I don't know, they're very active in church, but do their actions correlate with what they put out there? Because in the Bible there's a verse, I'm gonna include it here, where it says like there's gonna be many people who proclaim God's name but don't even have a relationship with God. Like, God doesn't even know who they are, right? So you need to really look at their fruit. Like, these are simple stuff, but it does kind of translate and can tell you a little bit about that person, especially if you don't know a lot about them. But like, for example, what's the primary type of music that he listens to? Does he listen to worship music mainly and like Christian songs, or is he always listening to like rap that's very, you know, perverted? Or is he does he listen to, like, what does he spend most of his time doing? Like, does he spend most of his time, which can include music, can include what he does in school, can include whatever, what does he spend most of his time doing? Like, in the reading the Bible, praying, you know, doing stuff that would show that he has an active relationship with God? Or does he spend it doing secular stuff, like listening to secular music that's very, you know, there's nothing wrong with listening to a few songs, but like, if that's the main thing he listens to, you know, like, what does he spend most of his time talking about? You know, like, does he only talk about God when he's with you because he's trying to impress you? Or does he talk about God like all the time? Like, even when you're not there, like, you kind of see that he's always had that relationship going. So that's one thing. Another thing that I would say is, like, Are you guys actually compatible? Do you guys have things in common? Because if you're with someone and their goals are so different from yours, in that their goals in life is to have like a simple job, they don't really care about their work, school, or anything, they just whatever, but you're very like focused, like this is what I want to do, I want to work for the Lord, I want to have a family, I want to whatever, but he's not even talking, he's not even like, when you ask him what do you see yourself in 5 years, he doesn't even know where he sees himself tomorrow type stuff. I would warn you to stay away from him, because you want to be with someone who shares similar, if not the same, goals as you. Because when you get married, it's not just about being with this person and being able to share so many things with them. You also share your goals, and you also want to be with someone who pushes you to be better and do better. Those were part of the reasons when, you know, I start talking to a guy or they express that they're interested. Either of those reasons would be the main reasons why I would say no. And they're the main reasons why, you know, I've never, like I said, met someone who meets the standards that I personally am looking for me to get into a relationship, you know. So I just want to encourage you guys, like, don't rush things. At the end of the day, like, even if people in your family are encouraging you or like shocked that you've never been in a relationship or really want you to get into one, at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to be with the person, not them. So don't listen to society or people or whatever. Like, until you feel ready, don't go in, right? And the second thing I would say is, like, a lot of times you're gonna meet these guys who are gonna flatter you so much and they're gonna seem so interested, but let's say they're missing the most important thing, which is a relationship with God. Don't let everything else blind you from that biggest part, right? Because you don't want to be unequally yoked. I would also say, like, to follow your intuition, because a lot of times guys will flatter you and say all the perfect things, right? But if it seems too good to be true, and in your heart, in the back of your head, you feel like, I don't know, there's just something about him that, like, he's great, he's amazing, but, you know, if there's a but that's like, but I don't know, like, sometimes he says this and sometimes he says that, he's inconsistent, you know, he takes days to text back, stuff like that. Like, listen to your intuition, right? So I've listened to my intuition and it has not failed me, you know. Like, I'm not gonna say just because I've never been in a relationship, I've never talked to people. I have, and through talking to them and getting illusioned, you know, feeling like, oh, this might be the person that I get into a relationship with, I pray about it and God always comes through with showing me that ain't it, right? So take it easy, cógelo con calma. Like, it's not a rush. Doesn't matter how old you are, if you've been in a relationship before, if you haven't, if you're a virgin, if you are no longer a virgin for reasons, you know. Wait on the Lord and focus on yourself primarily, and focus on yourself and your relationship with God, because that's the most important thing. And a lot of times that's why God has us waiting, because he knows that if he gives us the person that we're supposed to spend the rest of our lives with, that will change our focus and our worth towards that person, instead of keeping our eyes on the Lord as we walk along our life with this person, right? So just remember that if you're 21, 22, 23, 25 or younger and you've never been in a relationship, you're not alone. It's going to be okay. You will survive. And it doesn't mean that you're not, like, attractive or you're not popping or anything. Stay patient. The world's not gonna end. It didn't end for me, right? And hopefully, you know, if I continue this channel, which I really plan to, eventually, once I do get in a relationship, you know, I'll show you guys. You guys will see the journey. You guys will see the marriage. You guys will see the kids. You guys will see whatever, and you'll look back at this video and be like, wow, like, she made it, I could do it. So that's everything for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope it helped. Let me know down below your personal experiences, any other tips you'd have. Please let a girl know. See you in the next one. Bye.